Yeah.
I'm about as professional as a fish out of water, and I really. Let's be fair.
Sweet. Nothing
Good
wrong with that,
evening
mate.
and welcome back to West Ham Network on this Wednesday evening stroke Thursday morning. Kieran, how are you, my friend?
G'day, Sean. All very well, Sean. It's a beautiful morning here in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. So yeah, it's beautiful, mate. Really, I keep saying it every week. It's a lovely time of year. It's just before the heat starts. It's just
Yeah.
mid-20s every day. Yeah, it's gorgeous. All good.
I'm kind of getting into the flow now, so I know the next line. Beautiful one day, perfect the next. And
That's the Queensland motto. That's the Queensland motto, mate. Beautiful
that's
one
the
day,
one,
perfect.
mate. That's the one. Right. So anyway, as everybody in the chat will know, we are listed to be talking about this vote of no confidence with the board. Now we are going to get into that, but seeing as you all know that Kieran and I are both, not only are we technophobes, but we kind of really don't get too deep and like. Listen, we've got somebody in the studio tonight that's going to help us out. He's going to help us with some of the details of what's going on with this vote of no confidence. A man we all know from Claret and Booze. Here he is, young Nick. Bring him in. Look. There he is. Good evening, sir. Have we got volume from you, Nick? No, no volume, mate.
Can't hear you, Nick.
Can't hear you, son. It looks like you're muted for some reason. Let me see why. No, this isn't. Oh dear.
No?
We had him chatting in the agreement.
Tell you what, just 2 minutes. I'll go out and come in again. 2 minutes.
Oh right, okay, mate. Yeah, I heard that. I did hear that.
Oh, you heard it? You heard what I was saying?
Yeah, I've got you now, mate.
We got you live and direct now, mate.
Oh, I'm back. I'm back now. Oh, all right.
Yeah, this is the beauty of satellite television.
It is, yeah. I'm going to blame your internet, not mine. My internet's fine.
Yeah, go on. Yeah, blame mine. My fuck it is. Go on, mate. Nick, how are you, sir?
It's probably Kieran, actually, being all the way over there in that
Yeah, mate.
Australia. Look at
it. Takes about 22 hours.
Yeah. I'm good. Thank you, gents. I hope you're well.
Good. Well, I'm very well, and Kieran obviously is loving the sunshine. Got the sunnies on and everything.
Yeah. I feel rude wearing sunnies. People look at you and go, "Look at that wanker with the sunnies."
You're just showing off, aren't you? That's all you're doing.
Yeah, basically.
And the worst thing is 8 o'clock in the morning for him, Nick.
Yeah.
No. Here we go. It's 7:05 in the morning. Thank you very much.
Oh, fucking hell, it's even worse.
Till your clocks change. When your clocks change, then I'll be coming on at 8 o'clolock in the morning. Even better.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Yeah. But anyway, just quickly, I want to say thank you to you, Nick, for coming into the chat, mate. We've got into the studio, sorry, and helping us out. We'll get to what's happening and all that in a moment. I just want to say hello to a few people in the chat. We can't forget the people that are regulars every night, every week. So we say hello to usual. Good evening, sir. Thank you for joining. Mark Pendleton, another regular. Good evening, mate. How are you? Randy, thank you for joining us, mate. I am going to be skipping a few a few comments. Sorry for a moment. Good evening, Happy. How are you? I hope you're well. Mr. Bong, thank you for joining us, mate. Rich West Ham, thank you for joining us, buddy. Hope everybody's well. Who else have we got in the chat? Brendan. How are you, Brendan, or Toa, as some of you may know him? Thank you for joining us, buddy. Stuart Burt, good evening, mate. How are you? Leslie, thanks for joining us, mate. Who else have we got? Anyone else? Hammers Mikey is in the house. Good evening, Mikey. Hope you're well, buddy. Leon is here, and obviously Frogging and well. One of our regulars. How are you, Sam? Ray, good evening to you, sir. Thank you for joining. And gone past him. He ain't going to forgive me. John Freshfielder, thank you
Appreciate
for joining. Oh, mate, you're only here for Shark Watch. As stated on the opening video, it's been cancelled this week. Sorry
Yeah,
and all that.
fuckers ain't biting anyone. Not biting anyone. We've got
No,
enough
they're not.
sharks in at West Ham, haven't we? So
Yeah,
Can't you do
that's
Croc
only,
Watch or something like that?
yeah, well, it's
Shark
one or
and
the
Crop
other,
Watch.
Nick. But neither of them have killed anyone this week, so it's
Right,
disappointing.
Yeah, none of them have had a little chew up or nothing. They're little fuckers. Even I did some research on it, and the last one was that fella who had his surfboard chopped in half last week. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Do you ever get any
we're-
sort of? Do you ever get any fatalities from the other animals, the other indigenous animals like kangaroos? Any kangaroo attacks?
Yeah, you do get a kangaroo attack here and there, but very rare would it be a fatality. You'll have the odd snake bite, the odd fatality from that, but not even shark attacks, Nick. They average one a year normally, but at the beginning of this year, we had 4 fatalities in about 3 months. It all went a bit bonkers to the point where New South Wales government have just reinstated 50 shark nets across 50 beaches just to stop it happening, which is a lot of the conversation. What do you call them? The boys, the greenies, are going mad because them shark nets sometimes catch up a load of other species and kill them. But they only put the shark nets in when there's a big dip, a rip, a big gully, to just cover that thing to stop them coming into the shallow waters. They sort of work and sort of don't.
Do you ever go for a swim in the sea?
Yeah, I used to all the time, dude. I used to all the time. I haven't been for a while yet, but more you read up about it, the more you less you want to go in there.
And then you got the fucking saltwater crocodiles as well, though, Nick. They're the bastards. They're the ones that can swim in the sea and in the rivers and all the little creeks and that inland. Like, they're
I went swimming with them once.
The saltwater ones can go fresh or saltwater, can they?
Yeah, can do both. And they're more aggressive too. Now, when you go up, when I worked up in Cairns, right? Because you only get them at the North Queensland, the crocs, right?
Yeah.
And that's when I was first over Australia. I didn't know anything about fucking crocodiles or saltwater crocodiles. And we overturned a canoe up there, right, on the ocean. Nobody swims up there around the beach. No one swims in the beaches because it's too dangerous.
I'm not surprised.
But we fell out, and we'd only just seen this sign that said saltwater crocodiles in the area, and we fell out the canoe, couldn't turn it back up, so we had to swim to the beach, right, in this saltwater, fucking salty, fucking crocodile.
I bet you swam fucking quick, didn't you?
Oh, man. Well, mate, I was with this other geezer. I was with this Kiwi geezer, and I'm not sure, he was panicking. He was shitting it, so I had to keep calm. And we had to push the canoe and swim and paddle. And I was just hoping, look, the croc can only get one of us. This stuff fucking hope it's him. And but we got back, man. But that geezer he was shaking for about 2 days. He was fucking that scared.
Oh,
well.
Right. So, Rick, thank you so much for your donation, mate. But he's hoping for a butterfly or ladybird attack watch. But I will give you some information now, ladies and gentlemen, in the UK. Kieran is now actually moving into what we would call magpie mating season. And I have noticed a couple of articles where a couple of people have already had their heads packed already. So look out for 1 or 2 of them now, bruv, because I reckon we're going to have to start expanding the old catchment area. You know what I mean? A cassowary's gone mental in the Northern Territories, apparently.
Yeah, they're fucking mental.
Hi, Disciple. Good evening, and John. Good evening. We're going to say hello to Diego C. Palace. Good evening, mate. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget, everybody, it is really helpful if you give us a little like. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do. It really does help.
Can I just say as well, the like isn't the love heart in the chat. You have to come out the live chat, click the thumbs up. That's a like on the video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Nick. And also, don't forget, nip across the Claret and Booze if you haven't already had a look at Nick's content and his team. Some brilliant stuff. In fact, it can have you in tears. It can have you laughing your bollocks off. It can have you, happy, sad. There's a whole range of emotions over there, isn't there, buddy?
Yeah.
A whole range of them. But brilliant stuff.
As long as if he leaves my Thomas Suchek alone, I'll let him alone.
So if you haven't already been over there, please nip across and have a look at some of the content.
I'll say you recognise most of these names anyway, Nick, wouldn't you? It's coming up.
I do. Yeah. I mean, they're all you see all the same names across all the channels, don't you?
You do a lot.
Yeah.
And what we do also, though, is we try and cater for the people that aren't watching live as well, don't we? Obviously, all of us do. And it's nice that if, somebody that has just all of a sudden come across this stream and they don't know who we are or who you are, it's nice to know that, we can help each other out to get new viewers. It's always nice for all of us. Right, so, Nick.
Yes.
Let us give us a little bit of an insight into how the petition. Let's start off with the petition. How did that come about? What gave you the drive, the real last nail in the coffin, basically, to make you actually stand up and go, something has to be done? Because the petition was started by yourselves, yeah, at Claret and Booze.
Yeah, but it was actually started by all the channels. I mean, we did a 20. It's not a Claret and Booze petition. I mean, it was started by us. But if you have a look at the petition, there is no reference to Claret and Booze anywhere on it. Nothing. The account. So if you have a look on there, you would never know that that it was started by one of us. And when we kicked it off, we did a 24-hour stream and invited as many people on that wanted to come on to talk about it and then take it as their own and go and push it. And look, I mean, what it was just a straw that broke the camel's back really last year. With moving on from Moyes and then getting Lopetegui, that failing and that going the way that it did, and then obviously moving on to Potter, and that didn't go particularly well. It hasn't gone particularly well, is it?
No.
Coupled that with everything else that they've done, it's just been 15 years of hell, to be quite honest. And like I said, I don't want to get into it and be too morbid about it. You all know why we started the petition, but it's been it was a slow burner. It was really good to start off with, and I'm not silly. I know that in West Ham social media land, not everyone, and that was one of the main reasons why I wanted to involve as many channels as possible, because I know not everyone likes us. They don't. So I wanted to involve as many people as possible so that it would get the most traction. Like I said, it was never a Claret and Booze petition, and it's only been over since the start of this window. I think we got to about 6,000, and then it stalled over the summer transfer window period, where everyone's talking bollocks about the players that we're going to be signing, and everyone's getting their hopes up.
Yeah,
a lot more could have been done over the summer, put it that way. But it weren't. We was kind of sort of flying solo, if you like. We were sort of swimming against the tide, but we've got there in the end. It's very respectable now. We're up to, I think it's 14,000 votes now. But what's really kicked this on, and I do want to disclaimer, because obviously I'm going to talk about the Hammers United petition. We're nothing. Well, we are, because we're West Ham fans. But the petition side of it is absolutely nothing to do with Claret and Booze. We're just supporting it. So what I'm going to talk to you about the boycott and the protest, because you've got the boycott that they're talking about at the Brentford game, and then you've got the protest before the Palace game as well. That's being organised completely by Hammers United, which is fantastic, because ever since they've got involved, you know what it's like in the world of YouTube. You obviously you guys are in it. The fact that they've sort of come in, it does feel like it's united everyone a little bit more. Like you've seen a lot more channels jumping on board with it now. Certainly with the protest. And you know what? I will support anything. I will support anything or anyone that's gonna make any effort whatsoever to get these people out, because it has been you don't want to keep on sort of reeling through what they've done. We all know what they've done. It's fucking they're pretty much ripped the heart and soul out of the club. They have. You know, they make it up as they go along. And it is enough now. It's enough. We forced them into action in this window. The only reason that they spent any money, the only reason we've got Fernandez is because we had a real shit start to the season. We conceded 3 goals in 11 games. There was a petition. You've got a protest. They was getting loads of pressure from the mainstream media, loads of fan disgruntlement, and they had to go and spend. They didn't even want to do that, I don't think. So as much as I'm not the biggest Potter fan, very encouraged by the weekend, just gone, by the way. But as much as I'm not, I do also acknowledge they haven't really backed him. Not really. It was almost like he was being thrown under the bus. So
absolutely,
and that's the thing.
You know, when I opened up the question to you, Nick, when I said that you'd started the ball rolling and stuff, basically that was from a personal point of view, where you know I was first aware of this petition from yourself on one of your live streams, you know, and you know, each one of us, I think, everybody that's been touched by the movement, if you like, I want to call it a movement because it's at this moment in time. That's what it is. It's
gaining momentum and it's growing into something else, which is brilliant.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know, and the thing is, now I'm hearing from fans of other fan groups, you know, from other clubs, asking me how it's going and how this, you know, what about this Crystal Palace, you know, demonstration and this, that, and the other. Now, I don't really know too much about the details of those planned things from Hammers United. I did invite Paul to come on this evening, but unfortunately, he hasn't been able to get back to me. He's a busy guy, and I appreciate
he is busy
that.
at the moment, yeah.
But if you could give us some insight into that, and while you do that, you know, just give me a moment. I need to go and switch off the.
Yeah, go on, mate. No worries. Right, so
I can still hear you, by the way.
Yes. So first and foremost, I mean, look, a lot of you are probably going to have heard about the vote of no confidence from the fan association. What is it? Is it the fan associations board or something like that? The FAB, they're called.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, they're a group of groups. You know, they're the governing body of a load of groups. Hammers United are part of it as well, and they've got around about collectively about 25,000 members. And look, my opinion of them. I don't know any of them, but from what I've always been told from other people, I've always kind of been told that they quite like their high-level meetings and being in with the board. And I was very shocked to see that they've issued that vote of no confidence. But, you know, I think there's 11 supporters groups that they represent, and they've all, you know, they've got to act on behalf of them. And it was a really, really strongly worded letter an open letter that they've sent to the club. So they mean business.
And very significant, Nick.
He's very, very, absolutely. And this is in addition to what this came after Hammers United as well. And I'm going to see Chrissy Mills in there as well. I'm not on Twitter anymore, but I'll get sent through loads of bits and pieces and stuff like that. And I'm always seeing Chris Mills' name popping up, sort of driving the petition, driving the protest and stuff like that, which is, that's the good thing with this. Do you know that in terms of momentum, for instance, when to grow it to sort of 14,000 on the petition side, that's all fan driven. That's all fan driven.
Yeah.
That is literally fans going out
on
Twitter, on Facebook, and they're driving it and doing it themselves. It is. This is all our thing. And like I said, thank God Hammers United have come on board, because I think they will unite everyone. And this is where everyone's got to leave their egos at home. You know, this isn't a claret and booze protest. This isn't a Hammers chat one. It ain't a West Ham way one. It ain't a Crossed Hammers one. It's not. This is a West Ham petition protest movement. The only way that this will work, the only way it will work properly, is if everyone's united. Everyone's united together, and that's the good thing with Hammers United leading it. We've got someone that we can get behind all together, and that's the important thing. That's the important thing.
And also, you know, having you on here tonight, you know, the cross-channel thing, that really shows that there is a unity there between all of us as West Ham fans. You know,
I mean, go on. Sorry.
No, sorry. Go on. No, go on. Carry on with what you were going to say.
I said, well, the ironic thing is, as we know, look, it's been divide and conquer since Sullivan's come in. That's always been his method via, what he does in the media and stuff like that. And I did sort of make a bit of a prediction when I started the petition. I said it's going to be quite ironic. I was starting to worry it weren't going to catch on because the numbers stalled over the summer. But I said that the man who divided us could end up being the man who unites us all again. And I think that is what's happening. And it's really important that we do keep up this momentum. Even if we're getting results, please God, we're going to get results. Please God, we're going to beat Tottenham. I love the result of the weekend, but it's going to make it all the more powerful if we don't act like a fickle fan base, which is what Sullivan thinks that we are. He thinks he can just throw us a bone and we'll shut up again, and we can't now. I think this is probably going to be our last opportunity to do it. I'll never start a petition again. Hammers United will probably never put their cock on the block and start a protest movement again. So there's no turning back now. We want them out. So irrespective of what happens on that pitch, we've got to move forward, and it'll be even more powerful, Kieran, won't it? If we're winning and we're still protesting, that really does show that there's meaning to it, if that makes sense, rather than sort of tantruming over a few bad results.
Without a doubt, because we're always harmonious when we're losing, and things are just shit to watch. And even if we do turn it round now and we have a few good results, that's still got to happen. It does show that, no, you can't fucking mask over it a couple of plasters and a couple of wins and think, oh, everything's fine now. It's not, and it hasn't been right for a long time. And if it really were Hammers United, and my mates are part of them, Bobby G, right? They had them on the ropes before COVID hit.
I know
that was gonna build momentum. That was gonna be big. It was getting real traction then, and then fucking COVID hit, fucked it, and they got away with murder there. And then you have a good season with Moyes, and then the last 2 years under Moyes was, apart from the win, were fucking dreadful to watch. Dreadful. Yeah. And I judge it by my mates. When we left Upton Park, I was here in Australia. I hated the point. I would never have agreed to it. I would have kicked up a fuss, but I didn't think I had the right to, as I weren't there going every week anymore. No. And I think that was down to the fans. I was disappointed that we didn't kick more of a fuss up then to come out of Upton Park. I wish we had. But they're manipulating fuckers, man. They're very good at manipulating the fan base. And that's what you've got to understand. These are clever fuckers. They know how to manipulate. They know how to make promises that they can't keep, but they will promise you it and promise you the world. And what's really hit home for me this week, all the guys I used to go with from East London and Hornchurch, Elm Park, Essex boys now, we all should go as a big crowd, right? And I think there's only 2 of them left, especially this season, who haven't given up their season ticket.
I know more people. We all know a lot of people that go over West Ham historically. I know more. Exactly. I know more people now, far more people that have given it up than still go.
Yeah, I know, and that's depressing me. I don't want them to stop. I want them to tell me how they went on. And that's what's going on.
Thing, though. I mean, I heard a pretty alarming stat the other day. It was something around the 30% mark of season ticket holders now. It's around 30% of season ticket holders that are historical season ticket holders.
Yeah, well, that number, Budgie, the one, what is it, 30? Not quite 30,000. It's about 29,500 people that got season tickets when we moved into that stadium. Now no longer go. So that's almost the capacity of Upton Park.
Of Upton Park, yeah, it's frightening, isn't
it? That's it. And it's something like 30% of the season ticket holders that were at Upton Park still currently hold a season ticket. And that's an alarming number when you think.
It's sad. It's really sad.
Yeah. What is it? 3 in 10 people that went to Upton Park regularly still go to West Ham. That's an alarming.
This is what I mean. So, I think what this week has proven after that win and that brilliant performance and that lovely moment by my man Crush Paqueta as well. After that brilliant moment, we're still got an appetite for it. I know you're going to get some fans that are going to fall by the wayside. I know you are. Not that's up to them. That's up to them. But I do think that the vast majority of true West Ham fans that have been hurt by these people, then it's done. I think we're going to get behind it now. The great thing is it's getting media attention now as well, guys. You know, Daily Mail, the Telegraph.
That makes a difference.
They was talking about it on Talk Sport earlier on.
I'll see that.
To be fair, and to be fair to him, is it Danny Lawless? Dan Lawless?
Really good. Yeah,
he mentioned it when he was on the Sky Sports overlap.
Yeah,
he mentioned it on that. So fair play to him for that. Well done, Dan.
I think he represented the fan base very well with it there.
He did.
I think he did. He did really well.
He did.
Yeah, it would be no good me going on there. I'm just telling me that cunts we need them out. They wouldn't. They wouldn't appreciate that. But as much as I hate mainstream media, unfortunately, with things like this, you need them to be reporting on it, and they sicken me, right?
This has always been the aim, but it's always been the aim because within the West Ham fan base, Sullivan doesn't give a fuck about us. So as much as we get our own little news vendors that are all in his pocket anyway, they still say what they say, but it means nothing. Where you're going to hurt Sullivan and embarrass him is when it hits the outside. The minute he starts reading articles in the Telegraph and starts hearing his name on Sky Sports and Sport, that's when it's going to bother him. It is. That's the embarrassment thing. And
he knows that YouTube channels ain't going to fucking bother him that much, right? He don't give a fuck. I'll tell you what, a good majority of West Ham fans don't even watch YouTube. So it's one of them, isn't it? So, but when you start seeing other fans and other people around commenting on it, he ain't going to like it. And all you got to do is annoy him. Just annoy him enough. If you're doing that, you're doing something right. Yeah, you know, it is a geezer that annoys me. Yeah,
I was going to say with Anton, you was talking about the statement. If go back and watch Anton's video from earlier on, he literally covered it all. It was brilliant, really good video.
I was asleep. I've got to go back and watch it now. Really good video.
And I have shared that. I have shared that in the WhatsApp group chat as well, actually, because Anton basically you tagged me on it in one of the groups, didn't you? In the old school Hammers group, and said, "Yeah, I thought you might like this," and I watched it, and I couldn't disagree with a fucking word of it. Absolutely agree with the whole thing. So I don't know how I'm going to put it in here, but Anton, can you throw the link to that?
It was a synopsis, Anton, of what you said. So,
first and foremost, hi Budgie, hi Kieran, and hi Nick. Hope you're all well. Mate.
Good to see you, Anton.
Yeah, no, I listen, if you've been watching the channel for years, you'll have known my opinion on the board. It's never, ever, ever changed. And my direction and my anger has always been aimed in that direction from the first summer of us moving. I've spent the next. I was very close to being involved in the first lot of protests.
I
think we were. There was a collection of groups of that were approached originally about doing the protests, and we had conversations with people. And this was before those protests. Do you remember they kind of nearly died a death the first time round? Yeah. Just before the protests happened, maybe about a month before it happened, we decided to pull out as a group. I'm not saying that our group would have been influenced, but I get the idea of the concept behind what Nick's saying. You have to be united in this. Everyone's approach. But the last time it happened, before Hammers United got involved, it definitely felt like there was I'm not saying there was an ego involved, but there was egos, lots of them, and it needs to have that independent advisory person. I was saying earlier on, Anton, I think the good thing with Hammers United jumping on board is the likes of West Ham Network, us, Hammers Chat, all the other channels, all the other Facebook groups, we can all fall in line behind and follow Hammers United, and that does unite us all, doesn't it, under one umbrella? Yeah, 100%, and you need that unity. I mean, listen, I think I think it's clear to say, you could say that the majority would feel the same, the way that we all do about the board. That essentially the video I've done is telling you all the information, reminding you of the story, just going back some of our old ground, but kind of clarifying why I don't necessarily believe anything they say. But it's just, it is what it is. And then kind of bringing into today's situation, talking about they have spent money, but it doesn't mean that they've spent right, and being involved in the media and leaking stories and blah, blah, blah. All that stuff that you can probably imagine, everything you know, just put into a video, as simple as that.
And do you know what, Anton, sorry to interrupt me, right? Do you know, like, with what you said earlier on, because look, we all know that story. You know, I've said it plenty of times myself, but then I don't know what happens. I think you just sort of bury it away and you store it away and you forget about it, because whenever you hear someone else saying it, it makes you angry again. So when you hear someone go through the fucking catalogue of stuff that they've done to this football club, even though we know what it is, I don't know. It's like listening to you go through it, or if I was listening to whoever else, it's like you're opening up a wound again. I'm like, because I think we would be. I mean, I don't like the board, but I think if we were to constantly live in constant awareness of everything that they've done, we'd be far more angry than we are now. I think we've got used to sort of almost ignoring it to a degree.
Well, I don't know. It's funny you say that, because the amount of times, and I think some people are definitely have got that ability to push it to the side, and I think I've been marked as that person, especially because we do what we do on YouTube, because I'll probably always see the half glass full. I'm always probably seen as the half glass full. Me and Russ are always probably seen as that. However, if you really kind of dig in deeper and you actually ask us questions and blah, 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 you realise where I'm really at. And
that's more to do with the team, though, isn't it? That's more to do with the team. Your glass half full. Like,
half glass full.
Yeah.
But the amount of previous, like years ago, the amount of arguments I'd have with people, if anyone even remotely sounded to try and give any form of credit towards the board over, say, a transfer deal or something they've done at the stadium, I would be first on their back to go, how can you can't give them credit? The only credit I ever give them is the support they give to charities. That's it. Yeah. Because I you know, as much as I don't like them, they do support the charities. I know they do a lot for John Ratomski at the food banks and stuff like that, and they do a lot of stuff for the other charities. So that's where I'll back them. So you've got to give them credit where credit's due, but that's the only credit I can give them. And they run a club, and they have, just to remind everyone, you don't need to be reminded, they've tore the heart and soul of our club out, and they have done. Nick, the amount of times we've been on streams together in the past where you've been on your Moyes tirade and I've been going, you know, and I understand why people are, because everyone's obviously entitled to their opinion, but my anger wasn't at Moyes, never was. My anger was at the board. Anger was always at the board.
See, I think I can understand it now. Don't get me wrong, Moyes had to go, but I must admit, I do think that probably too much of my focus was on Moyes and not enough on the board back at that point. Yeah. You know, I think my dislike of Moyes really kind of from my point of view, it protected Sullivan. I think that's one of the reasons Sullivan liked him so much, because he was a bit of a fire blanket for him. When he's got a manager like that.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
He kept Moyes kept anyone away from putting the focus onto the owners.
Yeah.
And it's like when you go back and talk to Nigel over the whole kind of move between Upton Park and London Stadium, Nigel was protesting back then.
I know.
But there was not many people protesting, and the reason probably not many people weren't protesting is because not many people really knew. Because I was fickle enough and stupid enough to go and stand and sit in that shop at Westfields, get shown that video.
Look at the CGI,
and go, oh my God, with my dad beside me, and we're like that. This is going to be cool, and I fell for it until the moment we signed Zaza. Zaza was enough for me. That's when I clicked. And then when I started talking to Nigel, then we realised we had a family connection. And then I was like, why did you? And he was like, I tried, but I didn't know, like, the social media was a thing, but it wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying social media would have been the answer, but, you know.
I don't think it would have been, because you've only got, I think at the end of the day, I think if you, when they're making those promises, the trouble is West Ham fans want to believe it. We want to believe that we're going to be up there challenging, you know, for in the top four. We want to believe that. So even if you wound the clocks back again now, it probably, even with social, it probably would, the same would have happened again. You know, it probably would.
Well, I said that what I said is they're manipulators, and they manipulated people well.
Yeah.
I mean,
they like
you show people shiny things, they just want them, don't they? Because that's what you want for your club and for your team. that stadium, I knew straight away, even I was here in Australia, that was going to be a fuck up. Because I've been to the Olympic stadiums here watching football in Australia. It's horrible. I've been to the purpose-built rugby league stadiums. Are multi-purpose, but they're built for football, whether it be rugby league, or soccer, as they like to say here. But they're good. But the big stadiums that are, where the AFL guys play, they're terrible, geezer. You're so far away from the pitch, you don't get involved with it. And we have lost that. Upton Park was worth points to us over a season. That place is worth nothing. You can't. You have to be winning the fucking league to make that good.
That's one of the points I brought up, because when you lost Upton Park, you lost the fortress, right? Whether people believe or not, we could have stayed there or whatever, but we lost the fortress. But I think 8 times in the last 9 years we've conceded 5 goals at home.
Regular hammering.
Yeah.
And you genuinely feel, and I don't think that's a made up story what I'm about to say here, but you feel that any club feels like they could come to the London Stadium and stand a chance.
Right, no.
It's the opposite of Upton Park. It's the opposite, and you know what? I do think that even in that arena, I think if you was to get somebody come in, because I do think that somebody could buy that stadium if they wanted to. I just think it's the fact that Sullivan doesn't want to. I think he's got the lowest rent in the league, and he's got free access to Premier League money that he's been pilfering away. Since we've been in that stadium, we've spent almost $1 billion. Think of all those agents' fees. So he's been pilfering money away for 10 years since we've been there. And I don't think he wants to run it, because the running cost of that stadium would be huge. So I think if we were to get somebody come in, buy it, you could do more with it than what we've got now. You could, there's all sorts that you could do with it to make it more.
But then, don't you think also, Nick, that the stadium that we're in at the moment, and with the layout, etc., as it stands, is kind of perfect for American investment. Bearing in mind all of this American merchandise that started appearing at the stadium, from what I am led to believe. Do you think that we're kind of really being lined up for an American takeover?
It'll be going to the highest bidder. When it comes to the point they're going to sell us, it'll be whoever's got the most money.
Yeah, I don't think there's an element of. I mean, I still have a fear that when you think about, they say they don't take a penny out of the club, but we all know about the interest payments and how that's not something they're doing for just now. That's not a just now thing.
They've been doing it forever.
That's a sustainable business project. That's a legacy project that they've built into their business. So that's where my first concern lies. Is it's not just a short-term thing. Their heads in
it's not a stopgap. It's been always happening.
Yeah, and they're obviously lining up things like their sons, and if they want to, and I think I'm not saying I know that could send people off in a whole new ball game, but I don't know. I'm probably on the same mindset of Nick. It's going to take something outrageous. That's why they value the club. Like when you hear valuations come out of the club, and West Ham fans go, "Really?" It's because they've got so much. Like they're like, that's how much it's going to take for you to buy us out.
The club is worth what they say it's worth when it comes to selling it. But I do think if we can ramp up pressure this year, over the next few months, I really do. I think they'll crack. I think they will in the end. I think.
Do you know what really disappoints me in the last few years, even the last 10 years, right? Of where we were and where we are now, is the likes of Brentford, Brighton, Bournemouth, Newcastle, Villa. Of all of them have overtaken us. Yeah. Who the fuck were Brighton back in the day? Who the fuck were Bournemouth? Yeah. Who the fuck were Brentford? They've got better facilities, they're better run, and they play better football. All of the elements you want as a fan, they've got. And they've overtaken West Ham. Why? Why?
And their player development seems to be at the highest quality too.
Well, the thing is, I actually think our player development's very, very good. I do favour our academy. The biggest issue I think we've got, well, one of the other issues I've got is the infrastructure. We never invest in the infrastructure.
Yeah.
You know, I always use the Leicester City scenario when their owners took over. They went on that run. They won the Premier League. They got all this money.
Yeah.
And what did they do? They went straight to the training ground. They built an all singing and all dancing facility to give the players the best opportunity. And then when a player would come in, and we at the time were trying to sign, he's just signed for Celtic today. What's his name? Iniacho. Do you remember, from Man City?
Yeah.
And at the time, I think I remember doing a video, and I was saying to someone, well, if you're in the actual and you walk into the porter cabins at West Ham, or you go to Leicester City and you get shown around and you've just won the Premier League, what are you going to choose? And I don't think necessarily money talks. I've got a couple of friends that are ex-pros, and money is a big thing in football to players, but don't underestimate the other things. So, for example, if a club wants a player to the appeal, and also the surroundings. So players move to Spain not just because of the money, but because of the fucking weather. Like, and then players move to the facility like Leicester, not just because of the money, but look at the surroundings they're going into work every day. If you're going into a shithole every day, your mindset must take a bit of a.
It's a disgrace, mate. It's a disgrace that we've still got those facilities. I mean, if you look at, you talked about Leicester. Have you seen Bournemouth's new training ground?
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, it's
unreal.
That's
what I'm saying. These clubs are overtaken with these facilities. How can we not be there? How can we not be there? It doesn't make fucking sense.
Well, the reason why we can't.
I'm not being funny, but
we know. It's a rhetorical question.
Crawley Town's facilities for training are the same facilities that we use for the United Kingdom. Well, the Olympics, the 2020 Olympics, was it?
Yeah.
The same facilities that they were using for the Olympics are the same facilities that Crawley Town are using. Div 2.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, no.
So,
it's insulting.
It is. I mean, we're a Premier League team, and we're expecting multi-million pound players to come and train and park their car next to a JCB or a fucking dump truck or something, while training and getting changed in a porter cabin, and it's embarrassing. That's the word, Nick.
I think that's where it's testament to how special this club is, because we ain't got the stadium now, we haven't got the facilities, but you still look right. You still looking, even in the time that we've been in that stadium. We've had Pablo Fornals that we developed a connection with. The guy clearly fell in love with this club, right? And now we've got Lucas Paqueta, and we've got some others as well. Now that is nothing but the fans, Anton.
No,
that's nothing but the fans. They're falling in love with the fans. We know that the away support, they develop that connection with them. They're falling in love with the fan base. So that's what I mean.
And the away supporters are really typify what it means to be a West Ham fan. Because win, lose or draw on the day, they are always heard, or always seen, they're always acknowledged. You know what I mean? The West Ham away fans got nothing but respect for. I have a question from somebody in the chat though, for all of us on the panel. Is there anywhere that we can build our own stadium?
On that footprint, you could, there's the little stadium next door. We could build a little purpose-built stadium there, couldn't we? I don't want to move. I don't want to move out to Essex. We've got to stay in London.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Stratford an ideal place, though, Nick. I mean, bearing in mind that all the traffic links and everything that Stratford's got, Stratford's probably.
We're an East London club, though. We can't move out to Essex.
Yeah.
If you had unlimited funds, you would just knock what we've got.
Yeah. You knock it down. You raise that to the fucking ground and build a stadium. That's why I'm so pissed off with it. Everton been skid last 10 fucking years. They've got fuck all. They're selling players to fucking past PSR. Yet there they are with a brand new fucking purpose-built stadium. 52,000. Perfect.
What's frustrating on the whole of that thing is when that bid came out, what the difference between the Commonwealth Games and the Olympic Games was that Man City had bid for the Commonwealth Stadium before the Commonwealth Stadium was built. So they were involved in all the plans and how they can convert to a football stadium, where the Olympic legacy decided to not do that, wait till it was all done, then make the bidding war, then let the clubs fight it out, and then let them get it. And Tottenham probably look back and go, what the fuck were we thinking? Or maybe they weren't thinking that. Maybe they were thinking, let's put West Ham forward to it. Yeah, that was
an agreement between Brady and Levy, I'm telling you, because he wanted planning for his own stadium. That's what that was.
Yeah, that's what
that's what that was. Yeah.
But going back to like talking about infrastructure, we obviously can attract a player because we can still bring in multi-million players, right? So where then lies the next problem? There's so many fucking problems, but another one of my really big bugbears is the involvement from Sullivan in transfers, which is everyone. And that's got to be like the whole Tim Steiden thing, the Hugo guy before when he was with Pellegrini, to Kyle McCauley, to now us as fans turning around and going, he's a McCauley signing, he's a Sullivan signing, he's a McCauley signing, he's a Sullivan signing. So we done a rating the other day of the transfer window, and Holly and Russ gave it a 6. I gave it a 4, and I was like, I think I justified the 4. I think they justified the 6, but I still think it was a 4. But it was because I couldn't give it any more than that, because if Sullivan's involved, how can I give him any fucking credit? He's not.
I agree. And the thing is, Anton, look, it's all well and good, you know, us even going out and getting a director of football now. We know for as long as Sullivan is here, he will never keep his fingers out of deals. He won't keep his fingers out of it. He's always going to have an involvement. In
let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
Just before you go in there, Budgie, I think the worst thing that happened last season. See, I thought Steinem was one of the best signings we ever made. I thought we were going in the right direction. Let him find the players, bring them in, even if we have them for 3 years and then we sell them on for more money. Right? I'm happy with that trajectory. If we're bringing in good young players, have them 3 or 4 years, sell them on, make money. And I thought that was what Steinem was going to all be about. But that fucking Sullivan, the worst thing that happened last year is, if you believe everything, he brought in Wan-Bissaka. I think that convinced him, look at me, I know better than everyone else, because he ended up being Hammer of the Year and he had a great season.
He also claimed Somerville as well. So only once he'd come half decent, he came out and said, oh, he was my signing as well. That's another one.
It emboldens him to fucking carry on, doesn't it? That's the problem. Yeah, he gets one right out of fucking 5 or 6, and that's him. Yeah, look at me, I'm brilliant.
How many strikers have we fucked up now since he's been here?
All of them.
Get this right. No. But all of this conversation leads me perfectly into the question that I wanted to put forward to you guys, is that we intercepted and gazumped whoever for this young Brighton defender on loan,
Julio.
Igor Julio.
He's shit.
Shut up, you fucking.
He's shit. I'm telling you now, he's shit. I've seen him. I've watched him. He's shit. He's bang average.
Kieran, do you know why we've signed him? We've signed him to snap Kudus in the next game against Spurs.
If he does that, I like him.
Yeah.
If he does that, I like him.
He's a unit.
Right.
Yeah.
So
he's a unit, all right.
Right. So the fact that we've signed him doesn't matter whether he's a good player or a bad player. We signed him basically in the dying moments of the window.
Yeah.
Right? We took him off Palace, but Palace thought they were losing Gay, and they didn't.
Yeah, but who do we give the credit to signing to?
What's it?
Don't know. We'll find out.
I don't. You know, if he's good, it'll be Sullivan. It'll come out in the.
If he's shit, McCauley.
You're such a pessimist, Nick. That's what I love about you, mate.
That's what it'll be. You know.
Look, at this moment in time, that we're looking at somebody that's potentially going to be really good, that's going to fit into our defensive pattern, and he's going to perform. The only game he can't actually play in is against Brighton.
Yeah.
At home or away. So, you know, potentially we've got a reasonably good centre back. Yes.
I'm
Is that what you said?
It's not what we've all been led to believe. Put it that way.
No,
but I'm being open-minded. I'm being open-minded. I'm going to be open-minded with him.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll all give him a chance.
Got to give him the benefit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Better you're shit, but you're out shit.
So we're looking at another Alex Crow.
No, he's not. By the end of the day, he's only cover for the centre half, isn't he? He's come in as cover. He hasn't come in to replace anyone.
Not a single person would have backed Craig Dawson. Not a single person.
And I agree with that. None of us did. None of us did.
Look, I do think we've got one in this window as well. How many people thought that Wilson was going to look as tasty as what he's looking at the minute? He actually looks like he's going to be all right.
Absolutely, Nick.
And actually, Nick, I thought it was a wonderful signing. I think one of the best signings we've made for years.
That surprised me.
I watched your video earlier, and where you mentioned the new look, Callum Wilson, and I was actually quite impressed with your rundown of it. I was really sort of like motivated by it.
He's so hungry, right? If you that goal that he scored, the header. It's the movement before the header. It was his movement.
He was in. He was out. He was in. He was out.
Down to the ground as well.
Oh yeah, he was good. He was good.
I'll tell you about that goal, Nick. When you look as a striker, you watch his movement. Like you said, he went out. He went in. He went out. That's probably one of the best centre half pairings last year in the Premier League.
And Forest, right? Lost him. He didn't even know where he was.
He didn't know where he was. Yeah. He didn't have a fucking clue, mate. He bamboozled him. My issue with signing Wilson, apart from it being Sullivan, right, is the fact that his injury record. I watched him last year at Newcastle. He was garbage geezer. Even when he did get his game time, he done nothing. I was worried about that.
We know that now that window's closed, if he's going to get injured, it'll be now. But what was you saying, Anton?
I was just going to say, there's only one person I knew who thought, that's a decent signing, and I usually go to him for a bit of advice, and it's my dad.
I didn't.
Because he's got the practical element. My dad goes, I get it, because he can score goals. I'm not saying he's the future, but I get it. And then my dad turned around to me at the Nottingham Forest game and was like, see, what did I say to you, son? And I was like, all right, fucking hell, Dad,
do you know
he's so fast with his feet, he fucking stole Bowen.
Always listen to your dad, Anton.
Do you know
an old St. Bond's boy.
Do you know the chap I get on Clarence Boozy every now and then, Sports X? You know what, when I get him on. Well, he's nothing to do with Wilson. He's nothing to do with Wilson, but he actually said to me, he said he's a good player. He said he's a good player. He said he's going to be better.
I think we all know.
Better than what you've got.
We've known that for a few years, though. To be fair, Nick.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
He's been a good player.
Now, all of a sudden, that little bastard that keeps getting goals against us is getting goals for us, isn't it?
Especially now he's on a goal bonus, and now he's on if that appearance thing. You know, if he's on a $6,000 retainer, which I don't believe.
If
that is true, I bet you he don't get injured all season.
I know. You know that. You know that. He had that miracle diet that Antonio was on, and we'll have like two or 3 years out of him. We'll get back into Europe. It'd be great. Watch.
There was an interesting one, Anton. What do you think though? Because I think clearly what you've got, even when they're both fit, you can't ever risk playing Fulkrug or Wilson for 90 minutes. Which one starts for you now?
Yeah, that's going to toss a coin.
Yeah. Well, I think on the back of Wilson's performance, he probably needs to play the next game. But we're going to have this probably for the whole season, and this is why I score us lower on the transfer market, because we should have been in looking at someone. Like, I'm not saying I'm not.
Gio would agree with us.
I'm not.
Sorry, John would agree.
I just mean someone. But yeah, Wilson's got to be in for the next game. Don't judge. I'm not saying you are. I'm not saying anyone, but Fulkrug hasn't really had the service. And if you look at the game at Forest, right, when Wilson was on, he got also the game changer that was Somerville. Yeah. He also had, I think, by that point, I think Fernandez had gone off. But I think Fernandez was. Oh no, they played together a little bit. Fernandez was so influential in that game because he allowed Paquetá to do what
Absolutely.
he was trying to do.
Yeah.
But Somerville was
And
the game
to be
changer
fair,
and Wilson to be what he was, which Phil Crook did
and
not
to be
have.
fair, after Wilson's interviews and press releases, etc., that he did when he first joined the club, he said, I've always been kind of given a bit of stick by the West Ham fans for scoring goals against them. Now I want to be
Who hasn't?
having my name associated with scoring goals for the club, etc.
Yeah.
I'm paraphrasing
I think there's a lot of it is down to look. And when you look at it really in retrospect, a lot of the stuff that he said has pissed West Ham fans off. It has, because it's mainly in that podcast that he does of Antonio. But when you look at it, when you look at it from the outside in, what you've got there are two mates that are just ribbing each other.
Yeah, exactly. It's banter. It's never bothered me what he's had to say about West Ham. They're having a laugh and having a crack. Do you know one of my favourites was Jamie Vardy? Every time he scored a goal for Leicester, he'd give it to the away fans in the ground. I loved that. I didn't care about that. It's a good thing. What you want.
On the note of Antonio, watch this space is all I'm saying to you.
I fucking know. I've been saying that right. He ain't gone anywhere yet. He ain't gone nowhere yet.
A front of Wilson and Antonio. Watch this space.
I'll tell you what. Still, because what we haven't got. I mean, yeah, fair enough. We saw Somerville gave us impact off the bench, but you'd like to think Somerville's going to be a first team player. Then I suppose we've got Guilherme. But other than that, we haven't really got many game changers, somebody that you can throw on. And Antonio, if he can even get back to 80% of what he was, 90%, he's a handful. So to be able to throw him on for the last 10 minutes to go on and beat up some defenders.
We'll end up, Nick, with three strikers that can do 30 minutes each, right? 30 minutes for Paul Cruz, 30 minutes Antonio. We got to that. Brilliant system.
Colton.
I'll tell you what, in that game though, boys, Fernandez was the difference. I know Somerville was going to get all the plaudits and Wilson, but he made a massive difference in that midfield and dragged Paquetá. His link up with Paquetá made a difference. I think Malik Diouf was better because of it. For the first game this season, I'm worried about our little young Diouf, right? Old Magic. But he got 3 crosses in. I watched it because I was really keeping an eye on him. He got his first 2 didn't beat the first defender, but his third one was right on a sixpence for Wilson. But that was when he was getting forward, which he's not been able to do in the first couple of games.
Well,
he will be a different.
He'll get better as he did there when Somerville came on. Somerville gave him the opportunity to overlap. Go down and gave him space.
Exactly.
It's also probably
that was that little double pivot thing that you get.
Yeah,
in those positions.
It was probably the first time in a long time, to be fair, that I would say Potter got the second half tactics right.
He got it all right in that game. He got it all right in that game, yeah.
Because in the first half, though, Budge, in the first half, if you watch it, you watch Mavropanos.
I thought we were shit.
Yeah, we were. Because Mavropanos and Kilman and Souček were trying 60, 70-yard balls, and they were going out all the time. 60, 70-yard balls going out all the time. Then we play the ball in the second half. Because Fernandez and Paquetá were shouting for it, we played the ball through them. We get them past the ball. Do you know what? As much as people slag him off, in the second half, what James Ward-Prowse was doing, see the sideways and backways, it worked. Why? Because we didn't go long ball all the time. I'm not saying I want JWP, but it was more effective in a team that played the ball. We got better when he went off and Irving come on. No, I agree. But I'm saying that the second half as a whole was more effective.
He done a job too,
We didn't do the long ball anymore. And Potter changed it for that reason. So that was okay. And then bang.
I reckon he cuts good oranges, James Ward-Prowse. That should be his job.
He does. Forward. And did you see Potter on the sideline now when he was going to make the substitution? He was flicking a coin to see who would go on. Did you see that?
No, he weren't.
I'm putting it out there, Gazer. He got lucky. He hit 3 times.
Don't say that, mate, because Russell picked that up and do a story in the morning on it.
He's part of the tosser.
It's part of the tosser. Oh mate, that'd be next week's show's title, wouldn't it?
I'll tell you what, there is something that because I have a bit of a running battle with people on Claret and Booze with over a player that I constantly defend. I've got I've always had a soft spot for Mavropanos. I think he's a good defender. I actually do. I think he's a good defender. Now I'm not being funny, right? This is a guy that when you look at what he's been through at West Ham, this is a guy that's been booed off. He's also been booed on. Right, he's had all sorts of shit. I'm not being funny. I think he's been our best performing centre back, certainly under Potter. He has been our
and one of the few that can actually ping a 70-yard ball to someone's feet.
I think he's been good. He's been good. He's the only one that can head a
fucking. He actually can ping a 70-yarder though, can't he? He actually can do it.
All I'm going to say on that is my jury is out. I am not a fan of Mavropanos, to be honest with you. I've never been a fan since the day he came in, and he reminds me of an early days of Bonner. So if he
comes the hate mail, guys. I love Tadibo.
I like Tadibo.
Mate,
I do.
I like Tadibo.
I love him.
He's fucking on the piss. He looks like he's been on a piss for a week. He looked like Nick did the other day, right? See Nick when he come on down his show. Fucking hell.
Mate, look.
Your eyes were a fucking mess.
Your eyes still gone.
I think the common denominator could be Kilman.
I've been saying.
I think that's the problem.
I've been saying Kilman ever since he's come in. He's been He's been the only ever present. And I don't know what it is about him. I don't want to be mean, right? But I mean, he's 6'5". I don't know what he's scared of, but he looks like he's quite timid. He looks like there's not much personality there.
I completely agree there now, because there was a comment. Did West Ham not do an interview with him when he joined, and they were speaking about being, or was it Wolves, captain material? Yeah. And when they done the interview, he came across extremely reserved. Now, I'm not saying that's how you judge him, but for some,
he looks like that on the field. He looks like that on the field.
A little bit like that. It looks a little bit weak for a big guy, big frame. It looks a tiny bit like a bit. Yeah, you want
and subsequent media stuff he's done. Subsequent media stuff, post-match interviews and stuff. He'd never really come across as a captain to me.
I don't think aggression comes naturally to him, because I think you'll see it once every game. It's like he gets, I've got to do something now, and he runs through the back of someone. It's like he's trying. Another one
that can pinpoint a pass.
He can pinpoint a pass, yeah, he can, but I don't rate
sometimes, not all the time. Who's that? Kilman?
No.
Yeah.
I don't actually know that any of our defenders can pinpoint a pass, to be honest with you.
If you're in row 13, you can catch it.
Look, I think also what we have got. I think what we have got to bear in mind as well, when you're talking about pinpointing a pass, you've got to have players up the field that you can aim at. Players in the channels. We haven't had that this season. We haven't had players because they're diagonal.
Which is why Somerville's going to be so important.
Yeah. They've got to have someone.
Players like Wan-Bissaka and Bowen. And what's his name? Walker Peters, Juice. These players are going to be really important if we are going to play
and
that kind of through ball, long ball. Wan-Bissaka, I did say him,
yeah.
Him and Walker Peters,
down
on the right with Bowen, and then obviously down on the left you got Diouf and. You got Somerville, and also you've got Guilherme who can fit in on either wing.
Here's the thing, then, bud. Nick, I like your opinion on this. Do we stay now with the back four?
Yeah.
Do we bin this?
Let me tell you how strongly I feel about this. Right, I will lay the fuck off. I'll lay off of Potter. I will. If he does, even if he sticks with that system and we don't beat Tottenham, fine. If he goes back to that back four after what we've seen and we get pumped, I'm sorry, mate. That's an instant sackable offence as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, Nick, are you on Potter? Nick, are you on Potter's back?
No, not net. Well, no. Am I on Potter's back? No. Am I? Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, after the first few games with his decisions and everything he was doing. 100% I was. But then at the same time, like I said, with Potter, it's not personal. No, but with Potter, it's not personal. So with him, that game that I don't care who's in the dugout, providing the bloke who is in the dugout is doing the right thing. The other day he did. So if he starts doing more of the same, and it doesn't, even if we hadn't have won that game, I wouldn't have been displeased. I wouldn't have been. You know, the 3-0 was brilliant. It was vastly improved. That back five.
It was still a dominant display.
Mate, I saw that back five. I saw that back five in the summer when we played Bournemouth. Bournemouth only played us for 20 minutes and they could have had 5 goals. You know, the rest of that game, they didn't bother. From that point on, I was thinking he can't go into the fucking season with that. He can't.
Dude, you can even say that, Nick, about, you know, the 5-1 pumping from Chelsea. They put the queue in the rack, you know, half out to go.
Yeah. You know, I know.
They just gave up Chelsea. They could have stuck another 3 or 4 passes. It was so bad.
If we'd have played the wing back system against Forest, they'd have got in behind us constantly. So what we did so well was we sat deep and we prevented them from doing that.
But that goes that goes back again to the transfer window, because we should be able to adjust to a back five if needed. We should be able to do it
if needed.
No more back five, Anton. No more back five.
No, but we should be able to.
But we should be able to.
Because the problem we've got is if the game against what they called Sunderland. Within the second half, Sunderland realised what our threat was, which was the 2 wing backs. So they just nullified our wing backs and bang, we couldn't do anything in the rest of the game, and we had nothing else to do. Then we came into Chelsea. That's a fucking disaster. Nottingham Forest, not a great first half, but we came out of the second half and we changed something. That's where he gets kudos from. But
my concern is, right, if I've got a concern, and I've got plenty of concerns. Listen, Potter's our worst ever manager from his start that he's had. Statistically, he is, and from what I've seen, no, he is. It's just a fact.
Yeah, he is. That's a fact.
It's a fact. So what I'm saying is the
that's a valid comment below.
But the really concerning thing, Anton, is I don't think you would find, especially after the first 2 games, right? I don't think you would have found one West Ham fan on planet Earth that would have said, go with the back 5 again. Every West Ham fan would have been saying back 4, and then get Jared Bowen back in his best position, out on the right wing.
Absolutely. So that's important.
So in that sense, do you know what that means? Every West Ham fan in the world knew more about this team than Potter for the first 3 games. That bothers me. That bothers me a little bit because it's true though, isn't it?
Yeah, but mate, you start tossing that coin, can get it right, can't you?
Yeah.
I just want to acknowledge everybody in the chat. I want to thank everybody for your comments. Sorry, not many of them are getting put up on screen, but the conversation between the panel members is such that I'm forgetting a little bit about the comments, but thank you for everybody for commenting.
But can I just quickly jump in, because I do actually need to go, but just to go back to the point of the show with the vote, no confidence letter, no confidence, etc.
Yes.
I personally signed the petition. It's the first time in 16 years that I gave up a season ticket. When I did it, I instantly fucking regretted it. I still, in a roundabout way, kind of regret it, but that's my choice. When it comes to the protests and the boycotts, I probably, if I was going, probably wouldn't go. That would be my choice to follow the boycott, at least, because I think a boycott is going to be really impactful, especially if it's on the telly, etc. I have listened to people who are really opinionated, strong voices in the mainstream media of West Ham fans who are saying that I paid for my season ticket no matter what.
I know exactly who you're talking about, Ansel. I know. I've seen
it. So I can appreciate that they've got an opinion, and I think, but I think if there can be an element of it can do something. It can do something, and I'm not telling people to do it. I'm just think about it. If you want to do it, do it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it.
I just think let's look. All we can do really is bang the drum. We can't go judging people for what they do, but stand together. Let's just stand together on this.
I'd never tell anyone. I'd never tell anyone to boycott a game. I would never do that. That's a personal choice of doing. But what I will say is, when I saw Sheffield Wednesday last week, they done the same, and the place was empty, and it made a massive statement. There was, everyone talking about it.
Of course,
but when you see empty seats, that's what's going to make the news.
100%. Because an empty seat. When's an empty seat ever bought a beer or a hot dog? They don't know. So it's it will all make a big difference. Now I know that it won't be empty because there is a large portion of them seats that are fucking tourist owned. So there will be a percentage.
You will see a significant difference, though, Nick, if
massive.
The core of West Ham do not turn up for that one game. If it's just that one game, it will put eyes on the prize, and it will annoy the shit out of them.
They'll need to be putting the words for Bubbles up on the screen in that game. I tell you, they'll need to.
Yeah, definitely. and in the words of my dad, who was the person that obviously got me into West Ham, he said to me one time, "Son, the smallest action can create the biggest reaction."
Yep.
So just by signing that petition can make a massive difference. Every single small little signature that goes onto that petition makes a difference. If you want to go on the march, go on the march. Every single body at that march will make a difference.
Yep.
If you want to abstain from going to the game, if you want to be a part of the boycott, every single one of you will make a statement. If you want to still go, nobody's going to judge you. Nobody.
Well, I'm not going to them game. I'm not going to that game, geezer.
Just very quickly, Budgie, because what you asked me to do was talk about because the protest is first, and that's before.
Nick, I'll let you carry on. I do need to go.
Good talking to you, mate. Good talking to you.
Thanks, Anton. Thanks for coming in.
Anton.
That's on September the 20th, Saturday, September the 20th, before the Crystal Palace game. And the meet is along Marshgate Lane from all the way up to the director's entrance. It's a long route, and that's from 12:45 until 2:15 p.m. And then look, it will be a good day because I'm going down there. I'm going to take the family down there as well. Get as many of us down there as possible, and we will be going to watch it in the pub afterwards as well. So apparently there is a few pubs around there that will be showing it. So that'd be good. And then after that, just very quickly, this is the big one, and this is the really powerful one. This is the one that won't be able to be ignored, and I know that it's going to be a bone of contention for some fans. Do you know what? Especially if we go and beat Spurs and we're flying, fuck me. I mean, hardly anyone's going to want to give up the game then. It might be easier to give it up if we're if we get beat by Spurs, but that's a televised game. It's on Sky, and it's just one game is what they're asking for us to do that, and it's been picked up in the media. So the media are also expecting a fan boycott of that game. It's being spoken about.
Yeah.
So it's going to belittle the movement if we don't do that. I know you're going to have some people. You're going to have some people that.
Which game is the not turn up game, Nick?
That's Brentford.
Brentford.
That's the,
okay.
That's the Brentford game.
Just to clear.
So that's the one that they're asking for. They're asking you to do that. And like I said, I know it's a personal thing. I know it is. I know there's only there's only 19 games in the season, but how good would it be for you to have played a part in getting these people out? And that's the thing. It's a small thing that you can do. You'll still be able to watch it on telly. Like Anton said there, I gave my season ticket up, a lifetime season ticket holder. Gave it up about 3 years ago.
Yeah, it's amazing. How many?
Couldn't take it anymore over there. If I had it 100% on my kids' lives, I would not be going. I would be boycotting. I would be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
and the same.
I'll be doing the same.
I've never held a season ticket, and I know that tickets for that game are going to be bloody cheap.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing in the world.
Do you know, Nick?
Nothing
when it came to
ticket.
I've never seen West Ham react so badly until the bond scheme came along, and I remember invading the pitch at least twice during that time.
Yeah.
Right, we all were fucking fuming about this bond scheme, and I expect it to be the same here. But the trouble is, all them guys of that day and that era, they're gone. Yeah,
it's been diluted. It's been diluted. You can't.
Yeah,
listen, it's so bad in there now. It doesn't matter who you talk to. I heard somebody speak about the who's the fan group that are trying to get the atmosphere going in there at the moment. Ironworks Alliance, is it?
Yeah,
and they start in the concourse. Look, fair enough, fair play to them. They're trying to get the atmosphere going in the concourse, which is good. It feels like a bit of an away game when you're down there, apparently.
Something
which is good. But then once they go up into the stands, they're diluted. They split up and they go to their seats. And I've been there. The last home game I went to was Brentford last year, and I'm telling you, I was surrounded by it was blatantly tourists, surrounded by tourists, half and half scarves, and everyone was sat. And whenever you get up and you shout or you try and sing or you try and do something, you feel awkward.
It's weird, isn't it? West End, you feel awkward. You know, it's a shame, but you know when you had that for safe standing. See, that's what should be introduced to me is that safe standing that they've got at Celtic, other clubs, where you have a safe stand and make sure the people who are in this standing area are the guys that want to be there and that want to create an atmosphere. I think that would be a great move to do for West Ham. These fucking idiots wouldn't be able to see that. Probably don't want it in case that mob that you've got in that thing turn against them. They won't like that.
The trouble is, though, the board have got no future vision. It's all about the here and now. With
never have had, and this is
I've never had.
They're quite clever, and this isn't digging out the Ironworks Alliance. It's not. You know, their job is to try. Well, not their job, but what they're trying to do is build an atmosphere in there, and they're working with Brady to do that. You know, getting flags in and doing stuff like that. So the last thing that they can really do, unless they want to just completely cease, you know, communications with Brady, is all of a sudden turn, because what we need in there, like you're talking about, Kieran, back at Upton Park, at the moment, we need an atmosphere, but we need a fucking fierce atmosphere. Fierce atmosphere, angry.
And the trouble is, you know, I mean, Kieran, you mentioned like invading the pitch a couple of times. You can't do that anymore. It's now a criminal.
No, of course you can't. I'm not asking people to do it. I'm just saying that was the atmosphere in the support base that we fucking weren't having it, whatever, and it was fucked. We fucked it.
Yeah.
Like we would have done anything to stop it. It was more militant, if you like.
Yeah. What I'm saying is though that like invading the pitch was an immediate impact. I mean, it was televised, etc., etc. So it was seen by tens of thousands of people around the country, or hundreds of thousands of people.
No, but the angle was so much more, and they lulled us into this being passive, and that's how what we become under them, passive.
Yeah, the point I'm making, Kieran, is that those immediate impacts, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? When you're, I'm so drunk, I've fucking forgotten what word I was wanting to use. You know, when you're trying to shout at the club and you were saying like no more, you know, when you're trying to make a statement, you know, you can't do it like immediately like a pitch invasion anymore because they criminalised everything that you could have done back then.
Yeah, but you are right. But if we still had the same crowd in there, it wouldn't even matter, mate. We'd be on the pitch anyway. It's what would happen. It would happen even now if we had that same crowd in there. If we were still in Upton Park and this was happening, we'd be on the pitch.
Yeah, but 90 of us ain't going to work, is it, though, Nick? You know
no. You'd be amazed, mate.
Ain't going to work. Yeah, it needs to be 100,000 of us, like 30,000 or whatever.
But the difference was with the fan base then, a little bit more active. We invaded the pitch at Birmingham because we were losing 4-0 trying to get the game abandoned.
Yeah.
Right. In an FA Cup game.
Having said what I said, that doesn't mean that I am not behind this movement to remove Brady and Sullivan.
Look,
I am 100% behind it. I've never really been so sure of my support for this as I have been in the last few days.
I think
I don't think the whole fan base
is done properly. It's important it's done properly.
Exactly. It has to be now, Nick. I'm saying these things that happened in the past, but what you've got here, you need that Hammers United. You need some organisation. You need to do it peacefully. All right, this is the way of the world now, and it makes an impact. If you don't do it peacefully, the mainstream media that you've sort of got them talking about it now will turn against you, and make you look stupid. And so will that board. They will just say, look at these fucking thugs, look at these wankers.
Yeah.
That's
And
it. You've got to do it the right way, and they're going about it the right way.
Yeah, and then West Ham will start getting the same kind of exposure we got in the 70s and 80s, which isn't the best kind of exposure.
Harry Monk makes a good point. He says, look, it's a wrong argument. The atmosphere comes from how well the team is playing if we're smashing it. But this goes back to what we were saying, though, mate. In this stadium, when we was at Upton Park, we could be the 12th man. In some way, you felt like you was almost part of the game. Upton Park,
absolutely.
You could affect it.
Good.
Whereas in this one, we're an audience. So of course, if there is a good show going on the pitch, then we'll enjoy ourselves. We'll react. So the fans react to the team. Whereas I think at Upton Park, it was a bit of both. I think the team sometimes used to react to the fans. Yeah,
well, there's no doubt about that, Nick. And I'll tell you just an example in Newcastle the other day when they played Liverpool, right? Went down to 10 men, at half time.
Yeah.
And 2-0 down. That crowd got them going in that second half, Newcastle. They were fabulous. 10 men battered Liverpool, the league champions, battered them. They lost it right at the death. They lost the game right at the death. But that crowd fucking rose them up, mate. Liverpool couldn't deal with it. With 10 men.
No.
You know what I mean? They couldn't deal with it. But that crowd was a massive part of that. And that's what you used to have at Upton Park. You used to have that crowd. And it didn't have to be 60,000. It could be 25,000. Could do that.
Well, I'll tell you what would make a better atmosphere at the moment in that London stadium. 60,000, mostly dead bodies, which is what we've got at the minute, or 25, 30,000 boisterous people that we used to have at Upton Park in the lower tiers.
Yeah.
I'll take that all day long. That's the only thing. It's the only advantage that we would get if we were to one day get relegated, because a lot of the fair weather support, or it's not even that. When I say tourists, by the way, people always confuse this, and I've had to explain it to it. I don't mean foreign fans. If you're a West Ham fan, it doesn't matter where you're from, where you've travelled from.
Well, that's exactly right.
I'm talking about football tourists, people that ain't even West Ham fans. They're just going to the Premier League game.
No, there's a business now for that. You know what I mean? That's what it is. Do you know, it's weird, Ange Postecoglou, right? When he went to... Now, I'm a massive Ange Postecoglou fan. I've been promoting him for 10 years. But when he went to Tottenham, all of a sudden
I'd love him.
Right? I'd love him too. I love it, Keith. Right? But when he went to Tottenham, all of a sudden they were advertising here in Australia, before every Tottenham game, tickets and packages to go to the Spurs Stadium to watch games and their European games. They were advertising it here in Australia, Gazer. So that tells you where it is. That was tourism for away fans for Tottenham.
Yeah.
Here in Australia, see the amount of Koreans used to go to Tottenham Stadium under shot.
Do you know what I love about Anjo is the personality. And before he went to Spurs, he came to the wrong club. He should have come to West Ham, right? Because he not everyone, some of our fans, they just want success. I think, especially the new breed. With me, I'm more about entertainment.
Same here.
And when you used to hear him talk at the kind of the Celtic press conferences, mate, honestly, he just got you going.
Fantastic.
It was like, what is it? A sort of thing he used to say. He used to come on and go, "Hi, my name's Ange." He'd go, listen, right? He said, all these. He said, our job as a football club is to give these fans something to be proud of, to give them entertainment. So, they go to work, they work hard all week, they bring their kids, they want to feel pride, they want to feel excitement, they want to get out of their seats, and that's my job. My job is to deliver entertainment. And that's the sort of thing he fucking says. Mate, I was listening to him, I was thinking, I want Ange. I want him.
Mate, the thing is, Nick, because I know a little bit more about Ange before. He came to Brisbane and basically done a Leicester, right? He came to Brisbane, took over to Brisbane in the A-League and won the fucking league twice for him. He took over the national team and won the Asian Cup, which is like the Euros. Nowhere. There were nobodies. He went to Yokohama in Japan. He won the league there. They haven't won it for 25 fucking years. Then he goes to Celtic, wins 5 trophies out of 6. And then he had the bollocks to tell them wankers that talk, well, they're not to talk sport, but they kept going on about it. Oh, he always wins a trophy in his second year. He told them that. He had the bollocks to put his head on the line I always win a trophy in the second year, and they took the piss out of him all season, and then he fucking does it.
I just think.
Oh no, he's done it.
But I just think with Tottenham, they're moaning about being bored again now. See, with Tottenham, the fans are deluded. They want to see entertaining football because it is in their DNA as well, same as it is with ours. But they think that they should be winning the league as well. So it was always going to struggle. Yeah. But you know what? With us, I'm telling you, we would have fucking loved him. We would have absolutely loved him.
I think we'd have fallen in love with him, Gazer.
Yeah, we would have.
Just like Bilic. It'd be like another Bilic. You'd love him. We'll take the losses.
But you know
even to Gianfranco Zola, he was kind of like that.
Yeah, he was. But you know what? That's why with me, particularly, I struggled so much with the stadium move. So much. Like they're taking so much of what we were away. I haven't got one fucking shirt. The last shirt that I've got is from 15-16. Don't like the badge. Won't have it. They're taking United off of it. West Ham, London, fuck off. I'm not interested. You know, we're not United anymore. They've divided us. So even that, the stadium's gone. You know, the type of managers that we've been getting. And the only thing, you know, a lot of the fans were going, the only thing left was an identity of football that I craved. And that is why I've been so against any fucking manager, especially since we've been in this place, that just refuses to even give us that. Give us that at least. Just give us some of what we was before. You know, give us entertaining football, attacking football. Give us that.
Who was the last manager you were truly happy with?
Bilic.
Yeah, me too.
Bilic, yeah.
Me too.
I never.
I think it helped.
Do you know? I never called for Bilic's head, not once. Not once.
Me
in
neither.
Fact, I fell out with a few people. I think it was my mate Dave. I think it was my mate Dave.
I fell out with a couple of people recently because I said I'd like him back.
Yeah, but I basically got blocked from them because I thought that they were hounding him out. Funny that, isn't it? You know, because a lot of people said I was handing Moyes out, but I was a big defender of Bilic. I didn't want him to go. I was. Do you know?
It helps when you like a manager, isn't it? It does help.
Do you know I've been credited on TalkSport with getting Moyes sacked? I have. I've had fans phone
not bad,
said Nick from Claret.
It was that burning effigy on Halloween that did it, mate.
I didn't realise I had so much power.
Mate.
Anyway,
Moyes' time had come.
We're actually at an hour and a half now.
Yeah, I was only coming on for half an hour.
I know.
Is
there anything else that you want to sort of like give us, you know, before we start getting into any more nonsense?
No, just look. With what's happened in the last few weeks, it's been starting to feel an awful lot more like West Ham because we have been. You've only got. I mean, I'm off of a lot of social media now anyway, but you know, West Ham fans have been tearing lumps out of each other now for as long as I can remember. But it's nice to see West Ham fans finally coming together again. That's nice. You know, we've got a bit of momentum from the last game. We've got a lot of enjoyment from that. I'm going to be forever grateful for Lucas Paqueta having chosen to stay at West Ham because that is what he's done. He's chosen to stay at West Ham, and he ain't done that for the club. He's done that for the fans. And I think to have a player of that level, of that quality, he could have pulled an Isaac. He could have done an Aguirre. He could have said, "No, fuck off. I want to go." He hasn't. He's got more about him. He's going to stay here, and he's going to fucking. He means it. He does love us. He will go eventually, and when he goes, he'll go with our good wishes. He will.
Absolutely. I mean, he's probably got another season. Even it could happen in January, but at the end of the day, when you see all that crap that was coming out of Aston Villa the day before, and then you had a Gerd fucking throwing his shit in there, didn't want to travel. All right, and everyone's worried about Paqueta doing the same, and he didn't. And that celebration he did is iconic. It's going to be
volume.
That
spoke volume.
Absolutely,
it was. And honestly, and do you know what that done? That kind of reinvigorated and reignited the fire in so many fans. I mean, you know, Mickey on Claret and Booze, he's lost faith in West Ham completely. And he said that one action literally made his day, didn't it? Well, it made me emotional because all of a sudden, do you know what? When we
makes your hair stand up.
But when we all started watching football, look, we had more of a connection with the players. You know, you could go and watch them train for fuck's sake.
Absolutely.
But nowadays you don't really have that. So when you see that physically, you know, that sort of connection with the fans, it means a lot. It means a lot.
It was a wonderful moment, Geezer. It's a wonderful moment. And your mate Cantel then fucking done the straight away. Fucking started painting the fucking thing.
He's done a good job of that. He's done a good job.
Oh, didn't it look good? Because I've always liked, Nick, when I start watching early days, you always have that Packard fucking thing behind you, right? That
my son's
screenshot or what would you call it?
My son's Nick. I've got the Canio now. My son's.
Oh, give him a slap, get it back, guys. Give him a slap, get it back.
I used it the other day for a video. I'll come upstairs, he'd taken it again.
Right, no, I love that. I always like seeing that behind you. Yeah. And then I see this one, I went, fuck, that'd be nice too. Well, I know Hammer's Chat, I've got a print of it. I know something you can get a print of it.
Yeah.
So
I'm actually going to commission Len to do me a unique one of that moment.
Oh,
so I'm getting a unique one. Yeah, so I'm doing.
Nice.
It was a iconic moment. But look, anyway, I'll wait till Budgie comes back. But I must go because I've got to be up.
All right, mate. Thanks. Yeah, thanks for coming on, Nick.
I was listening. Thank you very much.
No
Nick,
worries.
I really appreciate you taking time out of your evening.
No, my pleasure, mate.
Your late evening, as it were. Good luck with the channel. I mean, it's always growing. It always grows. And, great content. So, as I said earlier, when Nick first came onto the stream this evening, if you haven't already been across the Claret and Booze, please do. Give it a look. Give it a subscribe. And enjoy the content because, like as I said, there's laughter, there's tears, there's everything, mate. Forget fucking Casualty and Oldby City. Get over to Claret and Booze. It's much better.
Lovely. Thanks very much, and cheers to everyone in the chat as well. And I'll speak to you all soon. Cheers, guys.
Nick, thank you. Take care, buddy. I'll speak to you real soon, mate. Take care. Bye, mate. And then he was gone. So. Guys, everybody.
Then there was two.
Yeah, everybody in the chat. I do want to apologise for missing so much of the conversation, but we've had guests on the show this evening. So
that's how it works.
Kieran, let's have a little summary. Well, not a summary as such, but let's have a little roundup of your feelings towards this movement towards getting rid of the board, to the march, the boycott. How are you feeling towards all of this? I mean, clearly, I'm behind the whole concept myself.
No, I think most West Ham fans are behind the concept. What I do enjoy is at last we've got we cannot force them to sell this club, right? We've got to get that right. I mean, we've got to know what our goals are. Our goals at the moment.
But there are authorities out there that are now going to start investigating.
No, forget that. That
can help towards that.
That's never ever going to happen, right? I never believe that's ever going to happen. What we need now is to embarrass them, to make them feel uncomfortable so they resign. It's not about them selling. Eventually, it will be about them selling, right? That's the long-term goal. But the short-term goal is to get fucking Sullivan out of there and her, right? And get competent CEOs, football people that can fucking run a club more efficiently. That's got to be the goal. And at the moment, there's momentum in that. There's momentum in the protest. There's a momentum in a boycott, and then the petition that Nick started. I think it all builds pressure. That's all it is. It's building enough pressure, and hopefully enough mainstream media fucking content that can say, yeah, there's an issue here with West Ham fans. Newcastle fans, I really relate West Ham to Newcastle fans. They had the same shit with Mike Ashley, the same crack, and they just wanted him gone. Lucky for them, he sold it, but he sold it at a reasonable price. I think it was 350 million. These fucking idiots think we're worth 800 million. What? Because London tax? Because we're in London, it's worth 800. No, we're not. We're not. We don't even own the stadium. At least Newcastle own their stadium. They're a one city club. 350 million, I thought, was a bargain for the PIF, a real bargain for Newcastle. But we have got to be realistic and know what our goals are. Our goals are to get them to resign. If we embarrass them enough, annoy them enough, and every little thing helps, they just might fucking do it. It's not as if he's a spring chicken, Sullivan. Fuck's sake, sooner or later, he's got to give it up. So I'm hoping we can push him into that decision.
It could actually spark something that could be fucking worse. And he hands it to Jack.
That could happen. And that's a very stark fucking possibility, isn't it? And that we don't want that, though. We want, even if we, regardless of him selling it, because that's years down the track for me. It always has been.
Yeah.
But to get them to resign out of them positions, get that stupid bitch out of there and him, and get people in there that can actually run a club. That's what we want. Yeah. Some direction, some foresight into one.
So they retain the ownership, but the day-to-day running of the business is taken over by people more qualified to do that in the world of football. Yes.
Yes. That would be my goal.
They become directors of the company, CEOs, and then
but not.
And then you have a director of football, director of operations.
You get the guy who runs the club, then he can appoint who he wants, and they can appoint people to do the job of running a club professionally, right? And let's keep up with Bournemouth and Brighton and Brentford. Let's keep up with them. We're having the right people in the right jobs. At the moment, we've got these two fucking clowns.
You're talking about us keeping up with teams that are,
I know,
historically
smaller,
leagues behind us.
Leagues behind. They should be leagues behind us, Geezer, but they haven't. They've overtaken us because they've had foresight and running a club. We don't. And it's because of this Brady, and it was gold, Sullivan and Brady. It's there to hold in West Ham back from becoming a fucking good club again. Yeah. To becoming, regularly in that top 10. Regularly up there, fucking challenging. These idiots, man. That's why we're in Porter cabins. Yeah. These people haven't got no foresight at all. And sooner or later, the levy's got to break. And I think this could be the push that we need for that levy to break. And at the end of the day, it's about that ball at West Ham. They need to look at fucking what's going on. And hopefully, this will have an impact.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we ain't got that many years left, Geezer. We ain't got that many fucking years left. I would like to see a couple of them being, enjoyable.
I know, mate. And I would like to see us challenging for top 10 and top 6 in the next.
Yeah, that's where we need to be. That's what we. If you've got. How the fucking Nottingham Forest? They've been out in the wilderness for years. Last year, challenging for top 4. But you know what I mean? Because they've got an owner there that's a bit more ambitious.
Yeah. I have to give a big shout out to Andrew Townsend, right? Don't particularly like him as a pundit, etc.
I don't mind him, but I like him.
No, he's okay. He's not my favourite, but he's okay. But he actually said, and I believe it was him, I'm fairly sure it was him, he actually said words to the effect of, there aren't going to be many teams this season that are going to go to the City Ground and destroy, Forest.
No.
3-0.
Okay, I'll tell you what, right? Because I do watch a lot of football, and I watched their first game, the full game. Not the Forest, they were fantastic in their first game. Oh, Chrissy Wood's got a couple of goals. They got a draw in their second game, and they were one of the teams that impressed me over 2 games. And it's a weird start to this season because the other team that's impressed me over the first 2 games was Tottenham. Unfortunately, Forest was shit against us. Absolute dog shit. Tottenham was shit against Bournemouth. Absolutely in their third game. Dog shit. Right? And it's weird, isn't it? And there isn't many people that can go to that City Ground and win 3-0. There won't be many teams, but they were crap on the day and we were better. A lot better. Yeah. Especially at the end with Somerville when Somerville came on, he helped. But I think Fernandez was a big part of that win.
Yeah.
Really
My
did.
brother asked me a question. He said to me, "Bruv, do you think that the result at Nottingham Forest flattered West Ham?" And I said, maybe to some degree, but I think we earned that result throughout
Yeah.
the second half.
It probably did flatter us a little bit, but really, they offered nothing. And whatever they did offer, we snuffed it out.
And
They never
I
really
said
looked like
that.
scored.
I said that to him. I said, Forest really didn't offer a lot, to be fair. I said,
They didn't.
whereas we were kind of like, it was like someone had lit a fire under our arse and we knew that we had to go out there and get points on the board.
For that last 20 minutes, when Somerville and Wilson came on, it was a difference. It was a massive difference.
Yeah.
We had go forward, we had attack. Yeah. And if it weren't for fucking Wilson nicking it off Bowen's toenails, it might have been 4.
Could have been 4.
And goal of the season. Goal of the season for West Ham.
Yeah, I know. Flipping, yeah.
It was funny, wasn't it? That was a funny moment too, wasn't it? Wilson was going, oh, fuck, what have I done? Yeah. But there you go. It probably flattered us a bit 3-0, but we deserve to win.
So, we've now got international break, is it?
Yeah, it's sickening. I fucking hate this bullshit. Oh, England have got a massive tie against Andorra, sadly. Jesus.
And Jared Bowen hasn't been called up. Jared Bowen hasn't been called up, no?
Yeah, he's in there.
Oh, he has been called up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's in there, guys. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's a shame. Okay, right, no problem.
He's in there. Right. Because Saka's out for the next 8 weeks or whatever. So.
Is that right? Oh dear. Well, old sick note Saka.
Sick note Saka. Injured again. Injured again. Gone. So I think he'll get a run out. Here's a prediction, Gazer. Bone will get a run out. I don't know if he'll start. You never know with that too short prick. But he'll get a run out and he'll score a goal. He'll score a goal for England.
Or two.
I'm going to give him one.
Well, he scored a goal with his first touch, didn't he, in his first game? Was it his first game? I don't know if it was, but...
I don't know. He's got one, yeah?
Yes, he's had a goal.
Got one, is he?
I watched it the other day. Yesterday, I watched it on YouTube.
Yeah, I just sort of given up watching England because
the ball came into him from the left-hand side, and he moved on to the ball just inside or just outside the box. The ball comes to him, he hits it with his left foot, and it goes into the goal, like low into the goal. It's a nice goal. It's a very nice goal.
I mean, really, realistically, they should be beating Andorra about 6-0, but they'll probably struggle and get 2-0 win. Who knows with England?
Yeah, but, unless they get 3 West Ham players in there, and then we can win the World Cup again.
Yeah, that's never going to happen.
Hello,
we haven't got. Have we got 3 English players that could play for fucking England? I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't think they're bringing back Wan-Bissaka and Walker Peters.
Mark Noble should come out of retirement, couldn't he? Surely. But no, joking aside though. But I just think that the weekend's result is kind of a little bit papering over some cracks.
But it was needed, Geezer. So needed.
You're right, but it is also a foundation to build on. So, looking at it negatively, yes, it papers over the cracks. Looking at it positively, it's a foundation to build on. And
it's something.
As a result of that, every West Ham fan that I've spoken to in the last sort of 4 or 5 days, or 3 or 4 days, have had a smile on their face, which is unusual.
And that's what we needed. That guys, we needed a boost. And like I say, this Magassa, I haven't got a clue. Like nobody's seen him play. This got, we don't know. But it's nice to see Magic Juice getting a little bit more involved. it was not when I saw the team lineup and I saw Somerville on the bench. That gave me a lift as well. Like, come on, son, get on that pitch and do something. And he came on the pitch and he done something.
It's on there.
That was good.
It creates an opportunity for Paquetá.
Yeah, man, he was just so forward thinking and with a bit of pace. And I mean,
he was also instrumental in the last goal as well, wasn't he? So
I mean, he had a little bit to play in all three. He had a bit to play in all three goals, so he made a difference. Yeah, it looks like a new signing, but hopefully this Magassa works out. And we can have I think Fernandez is going to be crucial to us. I think that boy. I just really enjoyed how he played. I really enjoyed it. I mean, this could help
earlier on when Nick and Anton were on with us, the subject of Guilherme and Somerville came up. Now, for me, at the moment, Somerville is first in line out of those two.
Oh, of course.
Because
of course.
He's had the Premier League experience. He's been down in the Championship where it's hard, really, really hard, and was the Championship Player of the Season. So, I mean, the boy deserves his shot, and judging by what we saw from him on Sunday, the boy's earned his shot. Not just deserved it, he's earned it.
No, he made a difference.
And let's hope we can keep him fit. And I think this international break has become a little bit of a blessing for players like him, where they're struggling or where they're coming back from injury or whatever the case may be. I mean, look, we've got 10 days, I think it is, isn't it? This international break,
wherever it is,
or something like that.
Well, it's not till next weekend. Not till next weekend we see a game, isn't it?
Yeah.
So not this weekend. Next weekend.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, 10 days. Yeah. Anyway, whatever it is.
But regardless of that, mate, it was what you need as a manager is when you bring substitutions on, they need to have an impact. And all our substitutions did, which is, helps the manager's cause. You've got Somerville, Wilson, Irvine. They all made an impact. And that was the difference of winning that game.
And Carl Walker
long may it continue.
And Carl Walker Peters has been an interesting and useful addition to the squad.
He's done well, mate. He's done well.
Fair play to the guys that have come in over this last window. They've started to show that
they've done all right. We just need to see that. I worry about Wilson because I always remember Andy Carroll. I think Andy Carroll was a fucking top striker, brilliant striker. But we could not keep them on the pitch like Liverpool. Couldn't keep him on the pitch long enough to be a fucking legend. I think if you could have kept him fit, I'll worry about Wilson with that. If we can keep him fit, he's going to be a good player for us.
Still in my top 3 number 9s though for this club.
But he spent more time in the fucking physio room than he did on the pitch. This is what I hope Callum Wilson has. Injury-free season, I think we'll see a good player. Wilson will get you
top 9.
If we can keep Wilson fit for the season, he'll get us 10 goals. I'll tell you that.
If we can keep Wilson fit for 60% of the games that we need him for in this season, then we'll get 10, 11, maybe 9 goals out of him. We'll maybe even get a few assists out of him. And if we're using Fulkrug in rotation with him for certain games, because there are going to be games that Fulkrug might suit more than Callum Wilson will, etc.
It will, there'll be a bit of that.
If Potter knows what he's doing, like we all believe and hope he does. If we all hope that he does, if he can rotate them 2 guys throughout the season and get a whole season out of both of them.
And don't forget, Antonio's coming back and he'll be playing as well.
Oh yeah, of course. And Colton Cole
Don't
said
write
he's
that off.
got his,
Don't write that off. Don't write
Colton
that off.
Cole's got his boots polished up as well. Apparently,
Yeah, he's a contender.
he's always a contender, mate. I love him. But, right, listen, guys. It's nearly 2 hours. I want to thank everybody that's joined us. Everybody that's hit the like button already, thank you. If you haven't already hit it, please consider giving us a like. The more likes we get, the more often we can come back. It don't just have to be a Wednesday night. We might even
Yeah,
slip a cheeky weekender in. You never know. A cheeky
yeah.
weekend.
Thanks.
Three,
It was
three
good to
games.
see Anton and Nick popping on. That was really good.
It was, yeah.
Get their perspective.
I did actually also put an invitation out to Paul Colburn, Bubbles, from
Yeah.
Irons United, isn't it? But unfortunately, he didn't respond. Yeah, it's an open
It's busy, chap.
invitation. It's an open invitation, Paul. If you are watching this at any point, get in touch. Get in touch with the channel, and we'll get you in. Everybody in the chat, thank you for all your comments. I'm sorry we didn't get to show many of them. We've had so much to talk about. Next week, we'll have a bit of fun, shall we? Hopefully, there's not going to be a game to talk about, is there? Or is there?
No. We can slag England off. Slag England off. Come on.
Okay. So next Wednesday, guys, we'll have a bit of fun. So, Kieran, come up with one of your away day stories or even a home day stories.
Yeah, we'll come up.
I'll come up with one of mine. We'll have a little bit of a Jack and Rory session.
And just hope, fuck it. Let's hope the Sharks. Now it's warming up now. Here it goes, as you can see.
Yeah.
So hopefully, one of the Sharks might bite some fucker. So we got something to talk about there.
Yeah, let's hope there's some teeth involved next week. Keep an eye out for them fucking Magpies, mate, because I've got it in good authority that
they're coming, guys. If you look up the Australian videos, there'll be a load of attacks happening this week, which is fantastic. And and it's the funniest thing in the world to watch magpies attacking cyclists. It's great. I'm sure that. Can you hear that magpie in the background now?
Yeah. If you can get any exclusive footage, it will be very much appreciated.
Remember what I always do here, guys, at my garden or at my house, I always say hello to them. Every time I walk past one, and they walk on the floor and they look at you, and I say, all right, mate, here you go, Maggie. And they've left me alone. I've never been attacked by a magpie. Other birds have been attacked me, like the plover, but the magpies never attacked me. But I always nice.
So did you say the plumber?
Plover.
Oh, plover. I thought you meant you had like a female plumber and she'd attack.
No, I've had about 4 plovers attack me over the years. They're fucking nasty, mate. They're worse than the magpies.
Oh, mate, we got to get some fucking video footage and shit like that. We got to do it.
You see me running from one of them.
Brilliant. Right, okay, so guys, everyone's an happy hammer at the moment. We've gone into an international break with a very convincing 3 points.
Lovely. It was lovely. It was lovely. It was just so good to
Lucas Pekitar looks like he is a true hammer.
Oh.
His celebration said volumes, absolute volumes. So, Lucas, thank you. Appreciate your commitment.
Loyalty.
Yeah, and commitment. Let's get behind the team when we get back from this international break. But in the meantime, next week we're going to have a bit of fun. We'll have a couple of stories about away days or home games or whatever. We'll have a little bit of fun with we'll have a little bit of musical knowledge and shit going on, and we will try and do, old school Hammer stuff, but not current Hammer stuff, because there won't be anything to talk about. Not unless David Sullivan,
starts
quits
crying.
or quits in the next few days or anything like that. But until next week, we will see you soon. Thank you for joining us. If you are watching us on replay, don't forget to give us a like if you like this show, and we will see you very, very soon. Kieran, anything else you want to say before we go?
No, good luck. Have a good week, chaps. I know there's no football this weekend by the international nonsense, but hopefully, hopefully Bowen gets on and fucking sparks it up again with England, and he scores fucking a hat trick. Happy day.
Yeah.
In there, son. Keeps his confidence going. But yeah, no, good. I'm looking forward to the fucking next game, geezer. Will be Spurs. I'm looking forward to that.
Let's hope everyone at the end of this international break is talking about the backbone that is Bowen instead of the sick note that is Saka.
Yeah.
Until then, till next week, come on, you Irons.
All the best.